Griffin, welcome to the Big Tip-Off. How are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you very much for having me.
All right, man. And the first question to you is, when did your love for basketball begin? Where and when?
It's a long story, but I started playing basketball when I was very young, way back in secondary school. I think the first time I just picked up a basketball, I fell in love with the sport, and nothing has changed up to now.
All right. And who inspired you to take up the sport?
There's a friend of mine who introduced me to the sport back in school. He's still alive though. He's still actually part of Bravehearts. He inspired me because I've never seen a player play the way he used to play. His name was Honest Chirwa. He's still around, and I just enjoy the way he used to play the game of basketball. And that alone inspired me to get involved in basketball.
All right. And when you took up the game, where did you picture yourself going with the sport?
Honestly, when I started Bravehearts, the idea wasn't really to be where we are now. I would lie, but the idea was to help most of the young guys that I met. It had nothing to do with maybe having a vision to start something. No. The vision came later after I started interacting with these young guys.
All right. Now, my question to you was yourself personally with basketball. Where did you picture yourself going with it when you first picked up the sport?
Okay, so where I was playing basketball, it wasn't a big deal. So I had no idea where this basketball thing can take me. It was just something that I loved, and I used to spend a lot of time playing basketball with my friends. I had no vision to say maybe I can play professional basketball because I didn't know there was professional basketball then. It was just me picking up a ball with some of my friends and enjoying the game, that's all.
All right. And now, just going to Bravehearts, what inspired you to start the club, Bravehearts Basketball Club?
At first, it was not about starting a basketball organization as I area said. There were some kids that needed help financially with academic funds to do school. A couple of kids actually. So I started helping those kids. Fortunately, those kids were basketball players at a very young age. When I started following these kids, it led me to basketball in Malawi. Because I found out more kids like them at the court also couldn't go to school because of small amount of money. So 2 became 5, 5 kids became 10, then 10 became 15. So as a way of monitoring these kids, I said, oh, maybe we can just start our own team so that as I help you guys, I can also help mentor them. That was the birth of Bravehearts.
And at that time, did you know that you wanted to be a club owner, or as you said, it was just a way of you just helping kids to, attend school?
Not at all. I had no plans of owning a club or starting a basketball team now. It was just because of the situation that forced me to do that. Like I've just said, I set out to start a basketball team. I set out to help these kids. In the end, I fell in love again with the game that I was in love with all along. Maybe the heart was not into it anymore. Yeah. But with these kids, it inspired me to start again. That was the birth of the team.
All right. And this year, Bravehearts is celebrating a decade in existence. Yeah. When you look back to where you began and where the club is now, what feelings do you feel like at the successful brand that you have built?
Actually, if these kids were only succeeding in basketball only, I was going to be very frustrated and disappointed. But after 10 years, when I look at how many kids have gone through our program, have finished school, how many kids are working that have gone through our program, and how many kids have found opportunities in the game, honestly, it's satisfying. It's satisfying because if you look at the model that we have, it's not profitable. It's where we put in resources each and every year. It's not profitable, but where we get that satisfaction is when we see these kids achieving their dreams, finishing school, graduating. Actually today we had one student that graduated today, Tamandazu, with a degree in business administration. And the same day we have our ladies team in the finals, our men's team in the finals. What else can I ask for?
Yeah. All right. And when you started participating in competitive basketball, obviously there's the provincial leagues that you have here in Malawi. What challenges did you face in that journey in trying to enter that space?
Okay, so the first thing was basketball doesn't have a professional model in Malawi. Where things are run professionally, so everything you have to push. Everything you have to push through leaders, through bureaucracy, through people that look at the sport as if you are just wasting money because the sport is not looked at as if it's something that can help someone, while we look at it differently. So most of the challenges that we faced was coming from that background. Lack of funding, lack of parental support towards the kids that are getting involved in the game because they feel like it's a waste of time. Such challenges are still there though, but with the success stories that we have, most of the things are changing. We're starting to find partners that are willing to work with us after looking at what we've done so far. And on top of that, the parents are supporting us as well after looking at the kids that have gotten educational certificates. Is something that I didn't envision. So those were the challenges that we faced, and it's such a big challenge.
All right, and yes, just going on to that point that you've just spoken about, apart from the success that you've achieved, like winning trophies and that, and just on that scholarship program, how frustrating was it, or how hard was it for you to convince a parent that yes, through basketball, your child can access education? How often did you have to knock on the door and say, hey, I see your child has this basketball talent, and with this they can go to a university, or yes, I can also facilitate for them to continue the schooling in secondary?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. You know Fahadi.
Yes.
Fahadi, it took me 3 years to visit the parent to allow him to join the team. It's something that the biggest challenge was Fahad.
Yes.
I saw the talent, I saw the vision, but the parents didn't see anything. So it was difficult. I went the first year, they rejected. They said they don't see any reason why he should go and play basketball. And that time he was just staying at home. I went again the second year. The third year, out of anger, the parents just said, take him, So, but look at where he is now. He's about to go to South Africa for his college scholarship.
Yeah.
It was difficult. Yeah, I can tell you story after story where, sometimes the training ends very late.
Yeah.
So it's not that easy to convince a parent that you look after their kids without an issue.
All right. And now when the parents see their children being successful in school and also in basketball, what conversations are you having now when you look back? And
great conversations, man. Just the other day I told you, Fahad was coming from Burundi, where he went to play. The father is the one that picked him up at the airport. He told me, don't worry coach, I'll pick him up. It's something that wouldn't have happened before. So to me, it's good that the parents are changing their mindset. African parents, even me, I want to be different to my kids. I want to give them opportunities that sports can bring. It might not be basketball, it might be something different. So this should encourage other parents to do the same as well.
Just going to a guy like Fahad, as a coach, as somebody who's probably mentored him in this life, How proud are you of the success he has achieved? We just only witnessed him last year playing the road to Val and wow, putting up these amazing performances, being part of a team that went to the Elite 16, you know, in Zimbabwe. Yes, the qualifying process in Zimbabwe and getting to the Elite 16. How proud are you as a coach for him at the success that he has achieved in terms of playing basketball and also being able to now access university?
So I'm very proud, honestly. But the most important thing is our program, our youth program. When they see Fahad reaching those heights in basketball as well as education, it's such an important gesture for these guys to look up to. Because if you look at Ian at the age doing a PhD through basketball scholarship, Fahad going for a scholarship, Vit going to Kenya for another scholarship, these stories, I know I'm supposed to be very happy and be very proud of this, but the most satisfying thing is the fact that these kids that you've already witnessed, the under 18s, the under 16s, when they hear this, they will look at sport and basketball together as something that can give them opportunities. They will not just look at basketball alone. They will look at both education and basketball because they know good schools like West University, they will not take you if your grades are not good. So it's something that I'm really proud of because it doesn't only help him, it helps the younger ones as well.
All right, and also you feel like slowly you have convinced the parents now that they are seeing the success. Leadership, maybe at the upper levels of government, maybe in the federation, within sports, the sports department, are they maybe also beginning to turn a little bit?
Yes, very much. Because, like I said earlier, I wouldn't dream of partnering with any big companies before, but now we've had discussions where companies want to come into the team to sponsor our expenses for Africa Club Champs. We haven't yet agreed, but there is so much interest now, especially when we got back from Elite 16. The interest is there. There's a lot of interest. When we went to South Africa and won that West University, and we all over the news, there was a lot of interest as well, and I hope with time we might strike some deal that makes sense for us, you know.
And just going to matters on the court now, I know we spoke off record about the results initially when you first used to travel to South Africa, that yes, you would leave that country without winning a game. How happy are you at the progress that you are making on the court with the men and the women?
Okay, so our first trip to Tanzania, we lost all games. I think it was 136 to 30 to a team there. We went to Zimbabwe, we lost all games. We went to Zambia, we lost all games by one. We went to South Africa, we lost to MBB and the rest of the teams. We've been traveling a lot, and each and every loss, honestly, it came with a lesson. That's why you saw, if there was no lessons, we wouldn't continue with the traveling, with all these tournaments. We would not continue. But we felt like we needed to do that. We needed to go through that process, because in the end, you can't cheat the process. You can't cheat the game. One way or the other, you have to go through that so that you start seeing the results. So at the moment, I'm very happy that we can actually see results are happening.
Yes, and those results have been positive. You've won almost everything in South Africa.
In Zambia.
So
in Zimbabwe as well, we went for that road to Bao. That was the most important wins for me, because we beat the champs of Mozambique, Costa do Sol. We beat South Sudan. We beat the champs of Botswana. So it was the most defining moment of our men's team. But for our ladies, they've been successful for some time now. They just need to try their luck in the club champs.
All right. And, right now we are here at the BIBC tournament, and, we've also spoken about, the improvements that, you want to make to the club in terms of, when you compete in continental competition. What are you seeing and what are you learning as you watch your teams play?
Okay. One, the system, we can improve more. We've been building a system for the past 10 years, a system that we keep improving. That's why you find the things that our youth team does is the same thing that is there in the men's team. So we keep improving it year and year. So there's still need for improvement. The reason why I'm starting with the system, before you can bring in players, you need to understand your system so that the players that come in, they can fit right into the system.
Yeah.
So right now is improving the system. We need to improve the system so that we can compete against bigger teams like Unani, City Oilers, Kenyan Thunder, MBB. The moment we're able to compete with such teams with an improved system, then when we bring in players, it makes it easier for us to achieve our goals. So the beginning will be to improve the system. Then from there we can see, like we've seen one of the big men from America, he's putting a very solid performance throughout the tournament. He's one of the guys that we need to travel with to go to back qualifiers. Yeah.
All right. And also in the BIBC tournament, we have seen you scale up the operations of the club, where we are seeing now you are investing in a media team, a medical team, and obviously various departments. What led to that scaling up of operations?
Wow, participation in Basketball Africa League. When we participated in Basketball Africa League, Elite 16, I saw how Pure Star from Cape Verde, how they were, because Joey was my friend, one of the players is a friend of mine, so I saw how they were running their Pure Star team. I saw how teams like Thunder from Kenya, how they were branding their things, their media team, how they were running their page, how their content was, and the content for BAL itself, how their media team were handling things. I thought that's an area that we had not invested much. That's where my investment I'm going towards, so that we can have content for days. And outside that structure, we want to make sure that by 2026 we should have our own gym. By end of 2026 we should have our own gym, because we missed out on hosting BAL qualifiers because we rely on government, and government facilities are not easily released to minorities, but the so-called minority sports like basketball. So I'm working at, I've found a land already. I'm working at building a gym for ourselves. By end of next year, I'm sure we'll have this.
All right. And also on that, still on the operations of the club, is there now a realization that people now can find careers now within sports, like becoming team doctors, social media practitioners,
yes,
and massage therapists, and so on and so on.
Yes.
Is there now a realization as well for yourself to say, oh, actually I can create job opportunities?
Yes.
Yes.
Our page is run by our players from the youth team. We identify talent and we try to empower them. But we also want professionals like Pam, who can mentor these young ones. So you are right. Right now things are changing. People didn't look much towards that content creation as if it's something that somebody can say I've got a job. But now with the way things are changing, we're thinking that we should invest more in that. Not only that, we want to make sure that within media we have photography, videography, we have reporters within it that can write things on our page. It's something that we're looking forward to building.
Yeah, right.
Even the new gym that we are planning to build, it has a media office where we feel like people can go and plan, and where they can also hang up their cameras for live streaming as well.
All right. And with this ambitious plan of building a gym for Bravehearts, is yes, your goal to eventually maybe host international competitions, and of course maybe rent it to somebody who would want to host an event of some sort in the future.
So first of all, we have to sustain revenue generation. It has been difficult to generate income, so we are looking at ways on how we can generate income and sustainable. And one of them is having a facility. Having a facility has so many ways that we can use to generate revenue for the club. But most importantly, we want recognition that basketball can be played in Malawi. FIBA should look at Malawi and say, oh, okay, there's a facility here. Let's go and see what Malawi can give us. I believe the more people know about Malawi basketball, the more opportunities will be there.
All right. And also, one of the things I said in the intro is that you are revolutionizing basketball in Malawi. And right now, you've also spoken about your ambitions. How does it feel to be on this journey and, leading a minor sports like basketball and, achieving the big things and also still aiming for the big things?
Where there's a will, there's a way, man. It might be minority, but I see big things for the sport. That's what inspires me. So I'm seeing a lot. I'm inspired, and it will not take time. You'll see, because the program that we're running, the youth program, will produce players that I think you will wonder where are these players coming from. It's Malawi. You'll see very soon, sir.
All right, and just also. In others, you are also a businessman apart from being a club owner. So where do you find time for yourself, family, and also managing affairs of Bravehearts and also business?
It's not easy. First of all, you have to find the right partner. My wife and kids, they're right here actually, they're watching. They're my support system, honestly. I've got loyal employees. In my absence, they are able to carry my vision and my objectives. So there's nothing that suffers. And when it's my family, I make time for my family as well.
All right. And finally, where do you want to see basketball in Malawi and Bravehearts in the next 10 years?
I want us to be involved. 10 years is far. I'm not looking that far. I feel like the next 2 to 3 years, we should be able to qualify for our men's team. For our ladies, same aspiration. Malawi basketball has good potential. If people start looking at us and stop looking at basketball as a minority sport in Malawi, I can guarantee we can bring more awards to Malawi than soccer and netball ever did. Because the potential is there. You've already seen what has happened. We've gone to South Africa, we've won. We've gone to Zambia, we've won. We've gone to Zimbabwe, we've won. South Africa, soccer cannot tell you the same thing. They go to Zimbabwe, they lose. They go to Zambia, they lose. They go to South Africa, they lose. So it's high time they gave us a chance. And in the next 10 years, I believe we can do a lot for Malawi sports.
All right. Yeah. Just before we close off, I would like to ask you some trick questions. Yeah. Who are your top 5 Bravehearts players, men and women of all time?
Men, Montana.
Yeah.
Mani, Hiding, Fahadi will be there, and Wishes. Yeah.
And women?
Women, Coretta will be my MVP. Number 1 will be Coretta. 4 will be Esther. Number 1 will be Orin. Number 2, Mai. Number 3, Rihanna.
All right. Yeah, not so tricky after all.
Yeah,
man. Griffin, thank you for your time, man. We really appreciate it. And thank you for the invite. And we are wishing Bravehearts all the best and, keep revolutionizing the sport. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.